导，各位佛友，大家阿弥陀佛。I'm delighted to be here. Thank you so much for giving me another opportunity to tie up profound Dharma affinities with all of you. I'm really happy to be able to share some useful Dharma. And I was reminded by 传家发居士，我们的司仪，他给我提醒说，我们还有一个行菩萨道的要诀，怎么说呢？Our MC, Mr. Chen, reminded me that to give all of us a connection with the Bodhisattva path. It doesn't matter if we've never heard the Buddha Dharma before. It doesn't matter if we are strong devotees of the Theravada tradition, or we are scientists, we are secular humanists, we don't believe in any particular faith whatsoever. In fact, we are skeptical, not cynical, but skeptical. If you were cynical, you wouldn't be here tonight. But if you're skeptical, then that's good. We will bring all of you with the next magical Dharma into the realm of the Bodhisattva. How will we do it? You have to wait for me to translate to find out. 就说无论各位是虔诚的汉传佛教的信徒呢，或者呢是跟着南传的毗婆舍那，或者呢你是不同宗教信仰，甚至于不信教，是科学家是没有那种信根，没有关系了。我们就下一个可用的法门，我们就欢迎各位到我们这个菩萨法界里边来。是什么方法呢？看看。以前我有跟宣化上人说，本身要出发，从洛杉矶3步1拜拜到万佛城，800里路了。我就说，师父，我能不能弄一个小车，把大梵光佛华严经放在那个车上？一个字拜一个字，可以继续拜经吗？这样拜呢？他说不行，那个太难办了。那一下雨怎么办呢？他说那不行你最好你如果身上背着华严经一部小小的那个字排的小小的一部华严经放在你的背带也可以。你就念华严经的名字，每一次拜下去，南无大梵光佛华严经，起来华严海会佛菩萨，那就所有的这个华严经的功的都在那个名字里边了，你就这样做就可以了。那我说好， 我就这样做。所以每一次拜可能几百万，不知道多少，2年半的时间，每天8个小时哈。那么每一次拜下去，就南无大方广佛华严经，华严海会佛菩萨，说这个名字的微妙，就是说谁听到这个名字，都跟毗卢遮那佛、华严海会佛菩萨都有缘，以后都会有机会更深入这个华藏世界海这个佛菩萨的眷属里边。OK， 你们愿不愿意啊？愿意，好。So when I first informed Master Hsuan that I had a vow to bow to the Avatamsaka Sutra from Los Angeles to City of 10,000 Buddhas, 800 miles, he said, I said, Shifu, can I take the Avatamsaka Sutra and put it, maybe, how could I do it? Put it on a cart and push the cart and bow, one bow to every character, 3 steps and 1 bow to every word. Bai Jing this way, bow to the sutra. He said, no. He said, that's way too difficult. He says, what if it rains and the sutra gets wet? Bu Gong Jing. He said, what you can do? He said, here's what you do. He said, if you can find a small sutra with the print small, you can put it in your backpack and bow that way. He said, also, with every bow, he said, do this. He said, recite the name of the sutra. Namo Da Fang Guang Fo Hua Yan Jing. The translation is right there on the screen. Homage to the Buddha's flower garland sutra of great expanded teachings and the ocean-wide flower garland assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Hua Yan Hai Hui Fo Pusa. He said, if you can do that with every bow, he said, the merit and virtue is pretty much the same. He said, can you do that? I said, I'll try, Shifu. So that's what I did. Maybe, I don't know, we didn't count, but probably several million bows over the 2.5 years. And there's something quite wonderful about the name of the sutra. They say that anybody who even hears the name of the sutra, how much the more recites it, has a connection with the Avatamsaka assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, all of the wisdom and all of the compassion of Vairochana Buddha and all of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So I would like to invite all of you tonight, as we begin, to join me in invoking the spiritual presence of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the Avatamsaka Sutra. How does that sound? Okay? Yeah? Good? Oh. And we do it with music. 你们都看到了哈？好。We'll do it 7 times. Da Fang Guang Fo Hua Yan Jing, Hua Yan Hai Hui Fo Pu Sa. Namo Da Fang Guang Fo Hua Yan Jing, Hua Yan Hai Hui Fo Pu Sa. Namo Da Fang Guang Hua Yan Jing, Hua Yan Hai Hui Fo Pu Sa. Namo Da Fang Guang Fo Hua Yan Jing, Hua Yan Hai Hui Fo Pu Sa. Namo Da Fang Guang Hua Yan Jing, Hua Yan Hai Fo Pu. Last time. Namo Da Hua Yan Jing, Hua Yan Hai Hui Fo Pu Sa. Sounds good. I was so happy last night that everybody sang along. Oh my goodness. All right. So we'll close that one and bring up this one. Here we go. Part 2. The Archie. Oh, and by the way, I should say before, let's go here first. If people would like to listen to an explanation of the Avatamsaka Sutra, oh, by the way, I keep getting distracted. How do you like my desktop? Bodhisattva path, a mother. Look at her, 3 hungry mouths. She's, okay, line up. 好，排队哦。不急了，不急。This, I took this from my deck in Australia. This is a Currawong. And this mother, the year before, was one of the babies who has now come back as the new mother. 这是母的，她有3个孩子。这个当母的，今年、前年。去年就是当时的一个小孩，一个小鸟，现在回来了，长大了。你看他这个母亲的恩爱哈，他一点都不着急了，他就说排队，来，都有了，都。So I wanted to show you. I was saying, 如果大家想听听这个。大梵广佛华严经的一个讲解有办法 We look for Dharma Realm Live. 你们都看到了吗？ Dharma Realm Live 就是我们法界佛教总会的一个 YouTube channel。在 Dharma Realm Live 里边，我们都讲经好几部经。这就是其中一个。这是每一次讲座大概要1个半小时，就全部英文。可是呢，我们有中文的翻译，我们还有越南文的翻译2个。So this is our YouTube channel. It's called Dharma Realm Live on YouTube, and we have. 我现在在讲这个Chapter 20, 华严经第20品，耶摩宫殿记藏品 ，praises in ascending to a palace. Let's see， 现在不是这个，现在是 that was 上一个。Okay, we go here, and we go video. Let's see, playlists. Here we go. So 现在是。耶摩宫殿记藏品，还有实地品，还有Dharma Practice Q&A， 还有这个 Marty 亨超法师他也讲经，我们净佛法师也讲经，我们净和法师就第一排这位，他也在讲药师经六祖法宝坛经，很多经典你可以听听，我们就有直播，然后呢，收藏在那里，所以随时可以看。OK， 好，那时间宝贵了啊。Here we go. All right， 那就是昨天晚上，方才就师父上人。方才司仪就说我们昨天在那儿听到的道理，就说有理有事有才知道这个西方极乐世界往生之后，你都学习如何行菩萨道如何教化众生。我们才知道《华严经》也属于净土法门 精度五经。我们也学习这个忍辱咒 ，patience, patience, gotta have patience。听到一个新的一首歌 ，Better times, better times will come, better times。这个明天会更好，明天会更好。还有这个英文的钥匙咒。最后呢，我们看到那个母狮子它表露他的菩萨的心肠。So these are the things we learned yesterday, all kinds of principles and specifics. The Pure Land is a Bodhisattva training academy. The Avatamsaka Sutra contains the Pure Land teaching. We learned the patience mantra, better times will come, that song. Medicine Buddha mantra in English, and how a mother lion showed her Bodhisattva heart. 然后呢，到最后我给大家给你们上一个功课的一个 assignment， 就听到玄公上人解释什么叫菩萨 ，What is a Bodhisattva？ 就请大家来考虑跟我个人跟各位个人有什么关系了？会不会好远？或者我想让那个菩萨的这种精神近一点。So I gave everybody homework last night, and I said, please contemplate Master Xuanhua's explanation of the Bodhisattva path, and ask yourself, how far is it from me? Do I really feel like I have a grasp on what a Bodhisattva is and how I can move closer to that kind of spirit? Because we admire it. And I said, today I'm going to give everybody the real secret, the real Dharma jewel, right? 我说今天会跟大家分享真正的法宝。昨天不是假的法宝，今天晚上才是真正法宝里边的真正的法宝真的是个宝贝那么应该说明白这个道理，如果我讲清楚这个道理，那么各位以后会时时都可以归于家上，都可以找到那个出发点，明白无论84000法门都有一个开始，都有一个门可以入。Okay? So yesterday I said also that today I promised I was going to give everybody the real treasure, the real Dharma, the truth within the truth. And today I'm going to deliver. I want to share with everybody a fundamental teaching that from the Dharma shared with me by Master Xuanhua is truly, you could say, kind of a pumen, that is to say, a gateway that if we go through this door, we can find our way back home, regardless of which of the 84,000 Dharma doors we practice. What is it called? It is called Xin Di Faman. Xin Di Faman. What is the Xin Di Faman? The mind ground Dharma method. It is an analogy. 是一种比喻. You see your mind as a garden that will grow fruits from whatever seed we plant. How good a gardener are we? 就说心地法门是一个比喻，就说你的心，我的心，他的心，就是像一个菜圃，就是一个花园。你种下任何的种子都平等都会长大。所以呢，就要我们做好好的栽培花园的人，一个农夫，一个人工，一个喜欢种花、种菜、种果实的一个人。So the challenge is to become a good gardener of the mind ground. So think about it. What does a gardener do? The gardener prepares the soil, plows it up, throws away the rocks, right? Throws out the garbage, all of the dead wood and the leaves, and then makes the big chunks small chunks, and then adds fertilizer called amendments, right? Calcium, phosphorus, phosphates, nitrogen, and then puts down special seeds of whatever they want to grow. And then, what else do you have to do? You have to weed it, because not everything in the garden that comes up is going to be something you want. You're going to control what you grow there. Further, you have to water, because water is the magic element along with the sunlight. And you have to put a fence around it so the kids and the cats and the bicycles and the baseballs don't go there, right? And then you wait, and you're patient, and you don't foolishly pull up the plants to help them grow. You don't do that. Not like the foolish farmer of Song, right? So then you wait, and the magic happens. Nature, the seasons, the elements, and up comes a sprout. Magic. From that sprout grows a pair of leaves, and then 4 leaves, and then a branch, and then from the sprout you begin to see something strong. And then leaves come out, and you see a blossom. The blossom comes out, and then the fruit follows. And oh, it's glorious. It is wonderful. And at the same time, we keep watering, we keep weeding, we keep things away from our garden, and we're a gardener. And there's just this, many people feel that especially during COVID times, during times of isolation, that the earth is a refuge. The earth and its wisdom is something that was here before us and will be here after we're gone. And when we learn to live with its rules and its strengths, it feeds something inside our soul. Not just the body. What you grow from the garden can feed your body, but gardening, that process, feeds the soul as well. So, 我们知道，如果我们是好好的有功夫的一个栽培花园的一个人，一个 gardener， 那你就说，你把这个土壤打开，就耕田，茎，大块变小块，小块变更好。你加一些肥料哈 ，phosphorus、nitrate 等等，然后呢，你就把那个最妙的小小的那些鱼苗那个种子种下去，好好的浇一点水，然后让太阳做它的这种很微妙的功能，然后水跟太阳跟土壤出来一个苗，小小的绿绿的，哇 ，magic， 太妙了！怎么会从无就有了啊？真空表示妙有了啊！好了，它就长大了，慢慢的大叶子出来了，然后大了啊，来一个枝子啊，开花结果，那就是 gardener。继续就说把那个毒草或者我们就不要的那个东西的 weeding 啊，可能要 prune， 可能要剪枝啊，一点点剪枝，有功夫的这个 gardener 啊，所以这样做呢，当然是比喻什么呢？ To cultivate the Bodhisattva path, we weed and water the mind ground. 心地 and how do we do it? With the Buddha's precepts. 那就说修菩萨道，行菩萨道，修菩萨行的话，我们就要做很有功夫、很贴心的一个心地的 gardener。gardener 中文应该怎么说呢？栽培花园的人，是吗？You all have to take your masks off. I can't hear you. Don't take your mask off. Okay. 好了 ，gardener 就好了。Okay. Weeding and watering the mind ground with the Buddha's precepts. 用佛的戒律当那个剪枝的那个刀子刀。那佛戒明白这样子。OK， 那大家我们现在深入呢 ，Stay with me，OK， 要跟着我。好，来，你看，那什么 ？This is on 3 Steps 1 Bow. Oh, by the way, 有一本书 This book is called The Highway Dharma Letters. These are letters that I wrote to my teacher with Heng Sure法师. This is a record of the 3 Steps, 1 Bow pilgrimage. There's lots of good stories in here. This is available here. This is the library volume here at SBL. So, and you can also get a copy from BuddhistTexts.org online. At the end of the lecture, I'll show you how to do that. 这本书呢, this is English only. There's a Chinese one is called 修行者的消息. 修行者的消息. That's also here. So, 这本呢是我跟恒超法师2个人写的信，给玄公上人写的信，在这本里边呢，这是我们这里居士林图书馆里边的一本，你可以在网上订一个。So, while bowing on the Pacific Coast Highway, 靠着海，我们就在靠着太平洋那里，那个马路旁边就是高速公路，马路旁边有像这个 ，This is called a bramble， 就是攀藤，攀藤没有人管，没有人用任何的那个刀子在把它训练，把它修理。结果呢，你走到那里，那个刺都会刺你的腿，你人进不去，谁会进那里？兔子、小鸟、松鼠、老鼠、那个昆虫啊，他们都会，人没办法 ，OK， 走不进去。你看它的草莓啊，小小的、蒜的，不能吃。因为没有人修，没有人修炼那个攀藤，它就乱七八糟，长哪里就长哪里，是不是 ？You see how the bramble? This is called a bramble, and a bramble is not cultivated at all. It is not cultivated. It just grows wherever you want it, wherever it wants, right? Nobody can go there. You can't go in there. It just grabs your clothing, grabs your legs. Bleeding, awful. Who can go there? Well, rabbits, squirrels, birds, mice, beetles, right? They love it. How many blackberries, mulberries, raspberries grow there? Not very many, you can see. Very small, very bitter, sour, because no cultivation. Now, think of the analogy. You're looking at the mind of a non-cultivator. 大家想那个比喻，这个等于什么呢？这就是不修道人的心，是不是 ？Okay. So what do we do? That's a berry vine bramble on the Pacific Coast Highway. Birds, rabbits, and bugs can live there. The berries produce no fruit that you can eat. You can't make jelly. You can't make pancakes. 没用了啊！所以呢，这个是。我们这个马路旁边，你如果停车，我们在高速公路不下车，不知道隔壁都是这个，好几百里就是 brambles, blackberries。本来肥沃呢，你如果懂得修炼呢，那个 blackberry, raspberry, mulberry, right? Black and red raspberry。So black raspberry, red raspberry, loganberry 很多，在那个太平洋的西海岸很多种，都可以长了好肥沃，很有营养的，很甜的。So the original fruit can be really sweet. There's all kinds. There's bramble. There's red raspberries, black raspberries. There's mulberries. There's loganberries. All kinds of berries up and down the Pacific coast. So as we bowed by one house somewhere near, where was it? South of Carmel. And there was a skillful gardener whose house was right there on the coast. Now this gardener took the berry vines and he built a trellis. Everybody know the word trellis? It's like a lattice. Strips of wood like this. And he built it up on an arch. And he took the vines and cut 2/3 of the vines away, leaving 1/3. And he trained the vine up over the lattice, up over the trellis, And the vine was very happy. It grew towards the sun. And because he allowed light in, and because he reduced the amount of branches, there were berries on the vines that were big and fat and sweet and ripe. And you know that all year round he could harvest those berries and turn them into jelly and jam and pancakes and waffles and muffins, right? Same vine, only cultivated. That's the only difference. And of course, our minds are the same. 我们拜到 Carmel 那里，就看到一个 gardener。这个人呢，他懂得方法，他有那个剪刀哈，他就把同样那个攀藤，他就剪掉2/3，剩下1/3那个枝子，然后呢，他就把那个攀藤攀到一个木架子上，那个木架子是椭圆形的，攀得很高，哇，那个攀藤好高兴，突上去了，就绕了，变成很好。那么那个攀藤上有水果，又胖又甜又好吃，长得好大。同样的攀藤，同样的植物，就是一个人用他的剪刀来配功夫了，结果呢就可以收回来成甜浆，成 pancakes muffins， 很好。你看这个是修行的效果，就有果了我们人心一样了，如果我们当人随便所有的念头包括贪嗔痴随便发，那就恐怕这个人的生活，这个生命没人要了你自己不要了。可是呢，你一加那个戒定慧，哎呦，这个人呢，有慈心，有悲心，有智慧，有功德，有福报，能利益社会就变成每一个公司都要的人，每个家庭都欢迎的人，每一个团队都要的人，这样子有什么不同呢？修道戒律we look at that. We have let's take a look. Okay, rich ripe berries, harvest, 还有 muffins, blueberry muffins. 你们有没有流口水的？OK, 好，法师你讲食物太多了嘛。Okay, but the precepts require pruning and tending. We have to regulate our actions, our speech, our thoughts according to 6 guidelines. Then the fruit of our lives can be sweet and can benefit the world. 就说我们能用佛的方法来加一点功夫，在我们的身体所做的、口所说的、心里所想的东西呢，跟着我们6大宗旨呢，那我们生命的果实都会甜，都会利益世界。Okay, so people say, yeah, we've heard this a lot. This is, what do they say? 原来的法师能讲经，这个道理你们听说过吗？没有。意思是说，我们没这么延续法师给我们讲的道理呢，我们听了多，好像还是这个呢。稍微改变那个方向，把同样的灯光从不同的角度来照，看起来新的，不是同样的法，可是呢，不同的面孔蓝眼睛都觉得哎呀，真有道理了，是不是 ？Okay, so the 5 Buddhist precepts restrain killing. We don't kill, we cherish life. It restrains stealing. We don't steal. Instead, we give generously. Sexual misconduct, we don't. Instead, we are faithful to our vows. Lying, instead, we keep our word. Intoxicants, we don't. Instead, we practice wisdom. Look at that. Okay, this is gardening. mind ground gardening， 在心地上就 garden 就对了。OK， 很多人不想听那个不杀不盗不淫，怎么样？我们就改了，我们就说用积极的方法 ，positive expression. A lot of people don't like to be told don't, do not, do not, do not. What do? Change it to a positive. We say, live harmlessly, ahimsa 无害 ，give generously, cherish your energy and your relationships, speak truthfully, celebrate clarity and insight. This is the joyful side of the Buddhist precepts, the happy side of the Buddhist precepts. Because why? It produces red raspberries in the human life. It produces wonderful fruit in your life, right? What's wrong with that? Nothing. It's not a loss. It's a joyful victory. Okay, so I have a story, and this is kind of like a confession. So I need to share a little bit of my own journey here. When 我们法界佛教总会有28所道场，有一个叫在 Calgary， 在 Alberta 省，就是加拿大，那个离旧金山比较远。我们在Calgary 有华严寺，大放广佛华严经华严寺。最早那个时候刚刚开始没有多久，我在那里就觉得好像边地，师父给我们派到那里去。他每4个月、每6个月可能来了一次，哇！师父来了，大家珍惜每一分每一秒钟。师父快要上飞机回去旧金山，我就在那儿那师父是很会教化众生，尤其是他的出家弟子。有的时候师父用的善巧方便，他就帮你栽培心地，怎么样？你没有犯的错，他就怪你了；你没有做的错，他就责备你，就看你会不会上火。如果有的话，他说那天因为那个另外一个法师的工作，他的责任是要把所有的来的信件要交给师父。那天刚好那个信件晚一点。我跪下去，师父坐在那里，他说 ，So why was the mail late? I don't know, 师父 I don't know. I'm sorry. If I had said, it's not my fault. I don't bring you the mail. He would have said, oh, okay, no problem. 考不上，经不起考验，为什么？保护自己对不对？所以呢 I'm mixing my English and Chinese. I'm sorry. Can you all follow when I switch? It's like, the Fasher doesn't know what language you speak. Okay. So, let's stick to English first, and I'll translate. Okay. So, Shifu would blame you for something you didn't do wrong, just to see if he could get a rise out of you. If you come back with anger when you are scolded unfairly, then he would say, oh, okay, no problem. And you'd have this feeling, uh-oh, I didn't pass my test, right? So that day, it was not my job to bring in the mail, but Shifu was blaming me for the mail being late. So he said, where's the mail? I don't know, Shifu, I'm sorry. And then I didn't hear anything, and I looked up, and Shifu was looking at me like this. He said, how long have you been a monk? Shifu, 10 years. He said, 10 years. You know, I don't think you have taken the first step into the Buddha's door yet. I'm like, oh. I think you still feel that the Buddha is a cop waiting to bust you if he catches you breaking the precepts. Am I right? He said. So, Shifu said, I think you think that the Buddha is a policeman waiting to bust you if he catches you breaking the precepts. And a good teacher knows when to push the disciple beyond their own limits. Just a little. Push. So that you see yourself clearly. As Shifu said that, I had this image in my mind that was unmistakable. What was it? I saw an Old Testament Bible God sitting in a chair with the Buddha's face. I used to be a Christian. I used to be a Methodist. And somehow I hadn't completely seen the Buddha. I put a Buddha's face on. Shifu said, you still don't understand how compassionate the Buddha really is. He's on your side. He's just waiting for you to wake up, he said. And he had this gentle smile and an open heart. I felt like crying because it was true. What was he telling me? He was telling me that I still held the precepts outside, that I still saw them as a restraint, as something limiting my freedom, instead of something pruning away the greed, anger, and delusion so that the Buddha nature could shine on the mind ground. Now I'll translate. 就在那儿跪在师父跟前，他来了，哇，可能1年2次，每6个月来一次，哇，时间宝贵，啊，然后我跪在那里，师父说：“信怎么没来？”对不起，师父。然后他不出声，就看着他。他问我，他说：“你呀，你出了家多少年了？”我说：“师父，10年了。”他说：“10年，我怎么还觉得第一步到佛门里边来，你还没有踏上？你还没有踏第一步到佛门里边来，怎么呢？”他说：“我认为你是不是还以为佛陀是一个警察？如果他看你犯错了戒，他看你犯戒，他就打你的头，是不是？”我就这样子，就在我跟那个心目中，我就看到什么很奇怪一个样子，在我心里是一个好像上帝那样子的，可是呢有佛陀的面孔，这样子，我就对了，因为我长大是基督徒啊，可是他说你还不认为，你还不认识佛是怎么这么慈悲，他就是等待你开悟了，他就是等你觉悟了。He's on your side， 师父说，用英语说 He is on your side， 他是跟你在一起，他就等待你觉悟了。哇！我听到那个慈悲，我真的要哭啊！因为我第二个念头，第一个就是看我怎么样认为佛陀是什么人，第二呢，我就看了，哎呀，我把戒律还是放到身外。我还是认为戒律是限制我的自由，我没有完全认识戒律是把我的贪嗔痴减掉，就把这个自信的功德就可以发了。一个好师父知道弟子的时间，什么时候给你退，加一点力量，你可以超过你一般那种这个 limit 那个边际，你想不到的，他就帮你啊！那天真的是 像就是这么一天。So, 师父 said, "You've been a monk for 10 years, but I don't think you've taken the first step into the Buddha's door. You still think he's a cop waiting to bust you if he can catch you breaking the rules, right? You still don't understand how compassionate the Buddha really is. He's on your side. He's just waiting for you to wake up," he said. What a teacher. My relationship with the precepts began on that day. My correct understanding. From that time on, I wanted to not blame the Buddha, but pick up the precepts myself, because they are the first step to samadhi and to wisdom, to liberation. 应该说，从那天开始，我对于戒律的正确的关系开始你我不好好的了解戒律的用处，那恐谈不到正定三昧。没有三昧呢，就没有智慧可讲实在是这样子So, the higher you climb on the mountain, the more gear, the better boots, the better ropes, the more time you give to cultivation, the more guidelines you need, because cultivation takes you deeper into the mind. I'm mixing the metaphors, but you get it. 你爬山爬得高，你的鞋子都要好一点，你的绳子 rope 要，你的 ice axe， 你的这个设备都要高一点。那么我们就说，从那个爬山就明白修道心地法门，我们必须要好好的教导。为什么我们要深入心 ？Okay, the Buddha's precepts come from his willingness to open a path for us to follow him and to do what he did. If we want to travel higher on the mountain, we have to train ourselves and bring the right gear. Now, look at this. Here's how I understand the precepts now. The idea is this. The Buddha gave us the precepts from the point of view of meditation, of success in taming the mind. He said, do you want to do what I have done? You can. Do you want to be a Buddha? Do you want to cultivate the Bodhisattva path? You can. Here's how to do it. On the path, make sure you don't kill. Make sure you don't steal, lie, lust, or drug yourself, because you'll stumble. You'll fall. You won't get there. You'll obstruct yourself. If you can avoid those 5 mistakes, you are on my path. You can do what I did. That's the Dharma, right? 佛陀就说：“你愿意跟着我求解脱，可以，我就等待你们跟着我，在我后边来。可是呢，你在那个半途中呢，有5个问题，你一定要避免啊！杀当饮王酒都会跌倒，都会 sprain your ankle 都会碰到障碍。所以呢，能避免那个呢，你都会成功。在我后边来，跟着，好，加油。这样子。That's the way I understand the precepts now. So, to learn the Buddhist path, first we become a good person. 学佛要做人。When we become the best person possible, Buddhahood has accomplished itself. 人道尽，佛道成。This is where we start. It's true. This is where we start. We don't start in heaven. We don't start, without starting. You have to actually do it. So, 学佛我要做人，因为人道尽，没有旁的佛道。All right? 佛陀是一个完整的人，一个圆满的人。那就是说，用戒律把那个心地栽培的成功。So, what does it mean to be the best possible person? You have taken the mind ground and grown your garden. 你的花园，你的菜圃，哇，飞舞。Okay, Now, precepts help us live well, wisely, seek excellence, find meaning in life, ultimately to find true freedom. Ultimately, 戒律帮我们做人道，就有智慧，又可以优秀 ，excellent。你可以找到人的意义，做人的意义，究竟得到真正的解脱。All right, now, how many kids? So where do we get excellence? From character, a quiet mind, clarity, and a lot of vigor. Hard work. This is where excellence in life comes from. The Bodhisattva path. Excellence in life. Okay? Now take a look. How many... Oh, and then we need the Bodhi Resolve. The Bodhi Resolve asks 2 questions. What am I capable of? What is my highest potential? And how do I get there? That's the Puti Shin. All right? We're moving pretty quickly, but I think I want to get to a certain point before we're done. Take a look. All right. How many beginner cellists? A lot. Look at all those kids with their cellos. How many of them get excellent? 那么多年轻的那个中提琴开始，有多少像马友友这样子？都可以，可以。马友友就等年轻的 cellist 都出来了。那么你看多少位standing on the court? How many 唱 Jeremy Lin? 多少 Jeremy Lin 可以 character, quiet mind, clarity, hard work, and a break. He said, I'm getting 28.3 million, and I thought I needed a degree from Harvard. Right? Look at Jeremy Lin. Right? There she is. Oh, excellence. How do we get excellent to become the best possible person? 我们怎么称我们最圆满的人啊 ？Different manifestations. 勤修戒定慧，熄灭贪嗔痴。那个你们各位右手边那位是谁呢？认识不认识？苏梅多法师，那个是阿占苏梅多。他呢，美国人就去泰国。He was a Peace Corps volunteer in Thailand. He went to Ajahn Chah Changlao, the Thai forest tradition, and became the disciple. And Ajahn Chah sent him to England. 200 people have left home and become bhikshus under Ajahn Sumedho. 200多人呢都剃度做出家众，在这个大法师。Master Shenhua says that he and Sumedho in past lives were 同参道友。玄公上人说，他跟斯梅多法师前生是同参道友，很奇妙啊。他呢，现在泰国，你们知道泰国传统都僧团里边都分这个高祖哈，有这个龙婆，还有僧王等等。苏梅多是白种人之内。最高，从来没有像他那个高的地位。Ajahn Sumedho, you know, in the Thai forest tradition, they give degrees among the Sangha. You can be the Sangha king, and then the various titles. Sumedho is the highest title of any Westerner ever. They've never been a Westerner with that level of accomplishment. Now, let's see, we're going to take a little break right here. Okay. What I wanted to share with everybody was, let's see here. What do I got? Here we go. All right. So, 另外一个法宝，修菩萨道。昨天我的顾问要说可用的啊。可以带回家去可用的法门，我有。All right. we're going to recite the name of Guanyin Bodhisattva in English. Is that possible? Somebody who's looking at the text is going to laugh. You say, where's the English? Namo. Namo is the Chinese version of Namaha. The Chinese looked at Indian word Namaha and said Namo. Okay? Then they said Guan, Shi, Yin. That's Chinese. And then Bodhisattva. That's Sanskrit. In America, we're going to chant Namo Guan Shi Yin Bodhisattva. We say, that's English. No, it's not. It's Chinese Sanskrit English. This is how we're going to do it. How wonderful is the Buddha Dharma. You know, if we really said, do you belong to Singapore? Do I belong to Australia? Do we belong to America, Canada, Malaysia? Where do we belong? When we take refuge, we become 法界的公民，对不对? We become citizens of the Dharma realm. So this is the name of the leader of the citizens of the Dharma realm. Here we go. Okay, you can take that home. You can walk with that. Guanyin Bodhisattva, Guanyin Bodhisattva. Right? That gets in your ear, you don't forget it. Well done. Okay. All right. Now, I'm going to share with you the secret of the secrets, which is not a secret at all, but it is the Dharma jewel. And it goes like this. Master Hsuan understands that we, since the early 20th century, we understand ourselves as psychological beings. We define ourselves in terms of psychology. We talk about depression. Nobody talked about depression 200 years ago, but we do now. We talk about people who are, if you're mentally ill, neurosis, psychosis, paranoia, schizophrenia, all of these mental diseases. We talk about, oh, that person's got hang-ups. I have issues, right? And everybody needs therapy, right? We define ourselves by psychology. Master Shenhua, Shifu Shangren, understood that. And so he said, many people still have trouble with the precepts. So as we introduce the Dharma to the Western world, to the 21st century, to the educated world, he said, here's how we're going to explain the mind ground for people to cultivate. Here's how we do it. Hold the precepts on the mind ground. How do we do it? He said, watch our thoughts. We don't contend. We're not greedy. We don't seek. We're not selfish. We don't pursue personal advantage, and we don't lie. If we can catch those thoughts as they rise, our precepts will be pure. This is a Chan master pointing to the mind ground, saying, here's how we become good gardeners of the mind, and we put our feet on the Bodhisattva path all the way to Buddhahood. Let me explain that, and I'll show you. 商人知道，我们现在从20世纪开始到现在，我们全世界人类就好像了解自己，就用心理学来了解。就是 Freud and Jung and Carl Rogers 他们就开始，我们了解这个人呢神经病，他有那个精神分裂这个人呢忧郁症这个人呢他就是很多 issues 在他的心里这个人呢恐怕还是这个就是他还没有想清楚，这样子都是用心理学的观念来解释我们人类。玄公上人说，我明白这个事情，所以呢在这个时候我们就要把这个心地法门的观念来解释无戒。怎么做呢？他说我们观察自己的心，什么时候有争心起来了我们认识不争。什么时候有贪心起来了看到了，不跟着贪心。哪里有求心起来了，不随他有自私心，有自利心，我们不跟着他。有妄语心，我们就把这个都当毒草拔 weeding the garden， 心里就没有毒草。这样子看看。Here's how it works. This is the wonder of wonders. 什么时候犯戒，一定是因为心没有好好注意我的打起来的念头。他就说我们要研究心地的戒律。The mind ground is a gardening analogy for the power of the mind and of the seeds of intention to grow there impartially. Any thought, any seed will grow. So plant carefully. 那就是说我们已经观察自己的心，要注意我的念头，因为心地是控制一切。All right? 5 precepts: no killing, no stealing, no sexual misconduct, no lying, no intoxicants. 不杀、不盗、不淫、不邪淫、不妄语、不饮酒。6 guidelines: no thoughts of fighting, no thoughts of greed, no thoughts of seeking, no thoughts of selfishness, no thoughts of self-benefit, no thoughts of dishonesty. Okay, too many no's. 6个不字大家不喜欢。Okay, 换了。Before you can kill， 你还没有杀生之前，你心里一定有一个争心起来了，分门别类，你争我夺就有割礼有所谓争是胜福心与道相违背，辩胜四相心由合得三昧，有这么一句话Okay, before you can kill, certainly there was in your mind a division between you and someone else. You had a fighting thought. I don't like I want to kill, you should die, right? If we catch those thoughts, we will not break the precept. 如果我们看那个心在起来的时候，不会犯那个戒。所以每一个破的戒律都是从一个念头没有查到开始，一定是这样子。So 怎么做呢？一个 skillful gardener of the mind ground 就说：我认识那个真心，我就用让而不争，不害，让给你，你要这个what do they say? Road rage, right? 我们在开车，那个人用他的 Lamborghini 就开我们前边来，我们不会跟他说该死你这。不会，你跟前边的随便你的快车随便，你愿意警察看到你 ，you know 随便这样子不会任何的这个好，这样子结果怎么样？没有烦恼，你的戒品清净。可是呢，怎么样？一定要在那儿减制。就像 prune 什么 prune 什么真心，怎么做呢？就说让而不争。好的 ，Before you can steal, you have to have a thought of greed, wanting my share and your share too. So the greedy thought rises up. We catch it. We say, 给你，不是，我够了，不需要，不要多，什么呢？给你。这样子怎么会偷盗呢？你看，偷盗是犯戒，是不是？你的戒品你有障碍了，你跟随佛就会倒了好了，那你就说，你看到人生一种贪心，我认识过，那个毒三毒贪嗔痴，那个毒起来了我不是给你，你要我给你，而且心有量了，心有助人快乐。Okay? Now, number 3, before you can commit sexual misconduct, there has to be a thought of seeking discontent with your current situation. So what do? You counter that thought, contentment with few desires. 你怕会犯那个邪淫戒呢，你就心里一定会有一个所求的心，好像不满意现前。你看，就已经7年了，那个老面孔这样子，那个声音这样子，你认识你说有所求怎么会一定会生烦恼？这样做结果怎么样？知足常乐，能忍自安。你就说少欲知足。你看对象，他忍着我，他愿意跟我一起，我这个人呢不好在一起，他已经没有把我扔到垃圾桶里边，已经很奇迹了，奇妙我应该感恩，这是我这个翻桌前的一位菩萨，他来度我，应该每天向他礼拜，感谢才对。是不是？你说这个欲念呢、求心呢，那个不是你的朋友你就认识没事，那个邪淫戒自己清净这样子，所以无所求。怎么对治呢？你就说知足常乐，是这样子，很奇妙。这些六大宗旨。一个正心，一个正念起来了，你要选择Let me go step by step here. I'm going to go back. Here we go. Okay. 那正念起怎么办呢？ Thought of fighting arises. What do? You choose. Here, one choice. If you let it go, you will be afflicted. Your precepts will disappear. Or you can weed it from the mind ground, and you are worry-free, and your precepts are perfect. It's a choice. But you have to see the thought rise. 那个念头一起来了，你认识哦，要审视 ，OK， 就跟着那个真心糟糕，不跟着 read it 啊，清净，这样子 ，OK。It's 这个是自由，最自由的修行的方法，没人看到，可是你自己知道了。哇，这个修行呢，真的是一直向佛果最好的办法。Don't fight with your thoughts， 不是说跟那个心里边争那个念头 ，you replace it with its opposite，take it across， 要度这些6个念头，争贪求自私自利，你度他们，波到彼岸了，波罗蜜娑婆诃，到彼岸了。You can compost it using the garden analogy. Put it in the compost. So 我们那些念头起来了，不要跟他们争了，你就把它们收回来，好像回收 ，recycle the thought， 然后用它的相对的，你就代替了，到彼岸娑婆诃，让而不争。假如你认识那个念头有毛病了，你不用跟他来斗。你就度它，代替它，用相反的念头来化它，那就叫下化众生。下化众生就在这儿本来是双成佛道，下化众生就是化众生，就是这些众生，这个6个念头，真的自信上的众生。Okay, so you see the thought, you know it's wrong, you replace it. Don't fight with it.Just recycle it, use the opposite thought to replace it, and you are taking living beings across. This is the second half of the Bodhi resolve. The heart of the Bodhisattva path is the Bodhi resolve. 菩萨道就是从菩提心开始。那菩提心上乘佛道，下化众生，是不是？我们念了很多。什么叫下化众生？就是这个。争心起来了，不争，让而不争。你就那个众生化了。Okay? Now, let's go quickly here. A thought of greed. 一个贪心，贪念起来了。Choose. If you let it grow, afflictions will follow. You can break your precepts. If you weed it from the mind ground, you are worry-free, and the stealing precept will thrive. Right? 你们看得懂吗？听得懂吗？ Do you understand how this works? This is wonderful Dharma.It's free， 这个法门呢，免费啊。可是大家认为，哎呀，不值钱了，太简单了。不施而不贪。假如你看那个念头有毛病，你不用跟他来斗，你就度他，代替用相反的念头来化，就是下化众生。不施而不贪。Okay, we give instead of greed, and we cross it over.求心，求念起来了 ，thought of seeking, you choose. If you let that thought live, you're in trouble. Your relationships will fail. You'll regret it so much that you followed that thought. If you catch it instead, you weed it from the mind ground, you are free. The precepts are there. Okay? So these are called precepts on the mind ground. 心地上持戒。就是这个法门，菩萨道从这里就圆满，知足而不求，大家看得懂哈？假如你认识那个念头有问题，你就不要跟他斗了，你就度他，代替用相反的念头来化，那是下化众生。自私的念头起来了 ，thought of selfishness arises. You choose. If you let it grow, you're in trouble. You'll regret it. You'll烦恼. But you're free to do that. Nobody knows if you did, except you know, and the Buddhas know. If you choose and weed it, take a pruning shears, snip it off, pull it out of the ground, you're worry-free, and the precept against dishonesty is pure. Okay? 你自私都打妄语。你不愿意人看到你用假的面目来，那自私心，你大公无私，你就 真的 OK， 我是这么做的我承认了，简单是经过了过无当改，善莫大焉，大公无私而不争。假如你认识那个念头，大家明白，那就叫下化众生。Okay, so you use unselfish thought to cross over. Oh, let's see. 大公无私而不自私。Okay. Carry over. Let's see if it works. 不知。There we go. Yay. Save that. All right. 如果那个 slide 有毛病的话，那就不好。Okay. So there we go. 下化众生。然后呢，一个自利的念头起来。When you have a thought of selfish benefit, you choose to follow it, to take it all for yourself, and you feel so unhappy that you did that. Or you can weed that thought, recognize it's a loser thought, let it go, and the precept against lying thrives. Okay, I said, wait, you know what? Problem 2. Let's get it all right. Where are we? I went too fast when I was preparing this. Thought of lying. There we go. Precept against. 那才对。第5。Okay, thought of selfish benefit, and you can keep the precept against intoxicants that way. If you don't follow it, instead, 分享而不自利. You share. You think, I have it, I'm happy, I want to share so everybody can be happy. 我有一份，我高兴，我愿意人人都高兴。好，我分享，不是完全把所有的好处给我。然后呢，不会喝酒，不会饮酒，飘飘然 ，get high. Thought of lying, choose, don't let it grow, weed it, and you are happy. Okay. 讲真话而不蹈妄语 ，OK， 那就下化众生。All right. So, true story. Let's see. Let's bring this forward. All right. So, here are 2 monks in a car meditating in a station wagon. 我们2个法师在那个车子里边打坐，就准备出去拜这个下午那番三不一拜。警察来了 ，California Highway Patrol. So we got to know the police pretty well. They became our good Dharma protectors. They saw, number 1, the question was, are you begging? Are you soliciting? Once they saw we were not begging, not soliciting, they said, oh, okay, all right. So we would take a letter to each police station. Actually, letter. Maybe not. Oh. I thought I had the letter here. This is the letter that we showed to all the police, and they would put their stamp on it of the local branch, we wound up with 35 different stamps from all the different police stations on the, and so in the morning, we were in Beverly Hills. You know, the Beverly Hills, Los Angeles, is rich people's shopping area. And we were doing our morning Tai Chi. Now, you can see who has Gong Fu. And it's not me. This Heng Sure 是那个 Taekwondo 的 black belt. So 他就教我，我还没有像他那样子 stretching. Okay. So we were doing our morning stretching. 我们就是早上就在那儿打太极，准备出去就拜。每天时间就是这样子的。有一个 Beverly Hills 警察，他就说，他看2个法师在那儿打太极，他就不下他的这个警察车，他就用那个喇叭 ，All right, put your hands on the car, you know, and like we're spreading on the car, like, do it now, he says. 然后他说 so it's you guys. Okay, sorry, all right, no problem. 他说那个警察过来了，他就说你们要 put your hands on the car. 然后他说你们呢 ？OK， 对不起，没事。然后他们2个 Officer Lubbock 和 Officer Johnson， 他们都下那个车就过来说，嘿，我们看着你已经好几个礼拜了哈，我都想问你们为什么这样子？然后我是只语不讲话 ，Marty 很吵，他就说我们跟你做的是同样的工作，可是我们从里边开始。那个警察？What do you mean？ 什么意思？马里就说：“你如果不叫老百姓持5戒，然后去抓他们，那都是等于你已经有癌症，可是你把这个绷带放到皮肤外边，没有治好那个病的根。”警察就说：“哇，let's see, I need to before I tell you the punchline, okay? So 那个警察又说：那怎么说呢？什么意思？然后马里就说：那我们是这样子，出家人呢是跟你们做的一样的工作。他说我们到处都不杀生，不屠盗，不邪淫，不妄语，不喝酒。那个警察就说：再念你这个说一遍呢？你们怎么呢？他说不杀生，不偷盗，不邪淫，不妄语，不饮酒。那个警察就说：你知道我们一天到晚看到这些人，如果人人都这样子，我们根本没有工作了。他说 ，So the police came out of Beverly Hills on a Sunday morning. We were stretching and doing Tai Chi, and he told us to, spread eagle on the car. And then he said, it's you guys, okay. The 2 of them, Lubbock and Johnson, they come out, and they say, what are you guys doing this for? And he said, I see you do martial arts, right? Martial arts, he said, yeah. He says, you're vegetarian? He said, you don't eat meat? Wow. He doesn't talk? Oh. So he says, Marty, he says, what are you doing it for? And Heng Sure says, we're doing the same work that you do, but from the inside. Said, what? He said, what do you mean? So Marty says, if you arrest people but you don't teach them how to live, you're putting a Band-Aid on the cancer. Doesn't help it. Doesn't cure it. And the guy said, what are you talking about? Marty says, well, we have rules as monks. We don't kill, steal, lust, lie, or use intoxicants. And the policeman said, say that again? He says, you don't what?
You don't kill, steal, lust, lie, or use intoxicants. Marty says, yeah, that's right. The policeman says, you know, the people we meet all day long, if everybody did that, we would be out of work. We wouldn't have a job, he said. So, smart man, he made the connection immediately between the inner work and outer behavior. Right? 这个警察非常聪明，他一听了，他马上知道外边的行为就里边有启发，里边有动机。第一个动就在心地上，如果我们能不争，就不会杀；我们能不谈，就不会盗、偷东西；我们不求，那就和乐、知足。不自私，不会打妄语；不自利，不求飘飘然高的境界，不会喝酒、吸毒什么的。然后呢，加上第六个，不打妄语。So, the policeman said, "Boy, if everybody did that, we'd be out of a job." Okay, let's see here. Moving on past that one. Okay, when we can do that, what happens is you see the sameness with everyone. When we live this way, we make the connection with all living beings. 这样做很容易就看到一切众生皆是兄弟姐妹，同体大悲，就是从这个心地。And then you realize this is a very small planet in a big ocean of black space. And we begin to work hard to help each other wake up. 我们看到这个小地球在一个无量无边的黑暗的一个太空里边呢，太小了，太珍惜，尤其是水。那我们有这种的眼光，我们就想法子帮助各位觉悟。阿弥陀佛。那昨天我的顾问说，他认为大家都希望我们可以学到一些可用的东西，可以带回家去了，我们可以天天用了，我们就15分钟都可以 cultivate。那你就吃这个六大宗旨，更不要15分钟，已经修成了没有时间。And deliver maximum benefits 都有最大的好处。那我就说，这一定是无上甚深微妙法你们觉得达到目的地没有啊？还在考虑 ？OK 那就一定要请我回来，我再来。我本来说你们懂我如果不懂，是因为我没有尽责任了OK 昨天我还有一个，昨天我说那个 Patience Mantra， 就是这个家伙，就是 Doug Powers， 就是那个高中大教授，就是他那个第一个英文的咒是为这个 Doug Powers 果乐居士为他来配的。好，最后时间到了，我们都要回向功德。怎么回向呢？就要念我们这个药师观顶真言意思是什么？ Homage to the blessed healer and teacher, to the king of jewel-like radiance, to the one who is like that, the worthy, fully awakened one, say it thus, to the healing, to the healing, to the healer, awakened, Swaha. May all things be auspicious. Okay, so I hope people have a new awareness of the Bodhisattva path and how we can practice it. Reciting Guanyin Bodhisattva's name, listening to the Flower Garland Sutra, the Avatamsaka Sutra, with all the stories about the Bodhisattva path. Truly, to the text that explains the Bodhisattva path the most clearly is the 10 stages, 10地品。讲那个菩萨道最圆满，就是华严经的10地品。我们那个 Dharma Realm Live YouTube channel。整个从第一地到最后10地 那个讲解都在那里，大家想听的话。还有其实我在前天在 Buddhist Union 没有说我觉得应该说的是，如果大家想听多一点那个佛教的音乐，有一个方法是在这里，你去 Dharma Radio。Dharmaradio.org， 在 Dharmaradio.org 这个网站呢，这是我的网站，就说有什么都有 podcast， 你可以听到可以 let's see here where are we podcast here we go。Podcast 是讲解玄公上人 Chan Chronicles， 有英语还有华语 Podcast， 对，有现在有中文，讲到玄华上人在美国教化我们不好相符的美国人呢、西方人这些故事，在这里可以听到。还有这个 Radio Internet Radio， 你可以。不是上那个直播，是 it's pre-recorded， 不过那个是24个小时。现在他们Sudana Center 做早课，现在在加州。那我们就不要等它。OK， 这个是 Dharma Radio Meditation with Nature Sound Morning Ceremony 就拍的 ，That's on Dharma Radio。OK， 我觉得最动听是什么 ？Good Karma Music。Good Karma Music 这个方法是我愿意流通我所有的录的音，包括 Buddhist Stories。这个呢，这是很有意思。这是一个天主教的和尚，也是一个唱歌的写歌的一个法师。他呢借3首歌。借给我们放在我们佛教的网站。This is 3 songs by Father Cyprian Concilio, a Benedictine Trappist Catholic monk who is also a singer. I learned from him a lot. He gave us 3 songs to put on our Buddhist website. 你看这个天主教跟佛教的和尚的交流多么深呢？他就3首歌。借给我们用，怎么用呢？就是说，你什么时候，这个是 Dharma， 这是我新的这个 CD， 还有 Stories， 然后 Paramita， 就是我找的那个第一个 CD。你什么时候做一个善事 ，do a good deed， 你怎么样讲一个善事 ，whatever you call a good deed， 你就去做了。然后呢，你就在这里 share it with us。你告诉我们你做的是什么，然后你就交过来。你可以选择一个 CD， 所有的歌词、歌曲、所有的音乐在里边呢，我们送给你免费。不是免费，因为那个故事在，所有的故事呢都录在这儿。好，let's see， 曹全士。I recite Amitabha's Buddha's name today. I wish everyone who believe in Amitabha can be born in the Pure Land. 好，送音乐给他。Singapore. Singapore. 一个朋友。I saw a medium-sized ant climbing up my arm. Instead of following my tendency of swiping it away and maybe killing it, I took a piece of paper and put the ant on it. The ant was walking on the paper. I put the paper on the floor so the ant can walk on the floor in one piece. 加油 Bravo 送音乐给他。现在300多个这个good deeds. Okay? Yeah, this person sold their car just to live without a car. A long good deed. Okay. Normally I'd leave for work at 6:45, but I have a friend who requires a ride. Her car's in the shop. She can't go early. I told her we leave at 7. I offered to bring her to the shop where her car is located, but she didn't accept that. All right, good deed. We'll send you music. So, 大家明白哈？你就做一个善事，灯在这，你就说你的名字啊，你愿意，我们可以用你的名字。你住在哪里？你做的是什么事 ？I did a good deed. OK， 然后 1 plus 1是多少？这样子是 cheat the bots can't grab it. 然后 submit 就好了。然后你选择有4个，包括那个天主教的和尚，他的歌词在内。OK，so I wanted people to know about that. 好 ，Good Karma music on Dharma Radio. Let's quickly recite our mantra because we're over time. Make a wish. My wish is that I get to come back. So we can continue to investigate 如何行菩萨道, how to cultivate the Bodhisattva path. Watch the mind ground, that's the answer. What is your wish? 大家的愿力是什么？一定要发愿，我们就会上。Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajya Guru Vaidurya Prabharajaya Tathagacaya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tadyata Om Vaisajya Vaisajya Samudgate Swaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajya Guru Vaidurya Prabharajaya Tathagacaya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tadyata Om Vaisajya 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 Samudgate Swaha Om Namo Bhagavate Vaisajya Guru Vaidurya Prabharajaya Tathagacaya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tadyata Om Vaisajya 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 Samudgate Swaha过了时间，抱歉 ，we went over 15 minutes。阿弥陀佛。